Yo, I got this society, it's holding me back. It's holding me in a little cave. I can end up telling you what is going to happen, but I can't end up listening for you. Well, how can you end up understanding this society is going to hold me back every single time I end up going in my ways? I can end up going outside, but I know that I'm going to have a panic. Yeah, this society attack is going to end up coming up. What can you end up saying if you're going to end up being on your rep? What can you end up doing if you're going to sit? What are you gonna do if you're gonna sit down in this history book? You can end up understanding that this is gonna be the way it is, but your anxiety is still gonna come up at random points. So why can't I end up ever leaving the house? Why can't I ever end up leaving the house without a panic attack? I know that every single time I would go out in the public, I can end up going back to the day when I ended up going back to the history book. Let's go. Even holding me back, I can end up telling you this history book is going to end up giving me a lot of things. And it's going to give me history after history, knowing that this is going to be the way it is. But I know these panic attacks or anxiety attacks are going to come. Yeah, we're going to end up being worried and concerned about our family issues, if not everything that's going on in our head. We don't even know, but our body's not going to end up being the same. Once we end up getting to our mid 20s, you can end up understanding we can end up being skinny for a very long time, but you can end up understanding to make a lot of problems end up escalating and bringing them back up. Yeah, it's going to end up making you fit up. Yeah, it's gonna make you feel up when you end up understanding you could be at the gym every single night, but you can never end up understanding that this history book is gonna end up giving you science. It's gonna end up giving you science and trying to end up teaching your mind that this is the correct way. Apology. What is up? But I don't want to end up understanding this is not the way it's supposed to be. So how can I end up picking up? I got to end up understanding this history book ends up having a lot of wisdom and strength, and I know that I can end up understanding that I can go to there to end up understanding and reading these different quotes that everyone is history and over and over. It's going to end up telling you the exact same thing, just a different mindset. That's all it is. But you could be down on your grip. You can end up being down on your grip and you can end up falling apart. You can end up coming back from the grave. And I know that you can end up having these panic attacks go away. But you got to end up picking up that history book and you end up understanding. Yeah, can you end up understanding that this is the way it's supposed to be? Once you pick up that history book, I know that you can end up having a panic attack right now. That means you're going to end up falsely accusing yourself and you're going to end up understanding and falling back in the dark. I know that I can end up making it out of the dark every single day and every single night, but I know what can I say? What can I say to you when you're not even around? All I know is I'm going through this history book and I'm writing down negative thoughts. I can end up telling you 1,000 things but can I end up listening once? Nah, that's a negative right there because we're all gonna end up falling apart. But we're gonna end up creeping up in the dark. We're gonna have all these different things come up, but you're gonna feel like you're gonna creep up in the dark and being stuck. But what can you say? What can you say when you're going back to the history book? But if you didn't end up getting that first part, I can end up telling you a little bit more. Anxiety is going to end up putting you down and it's going to end up putting you in the grave, if not putting you in the dark. But picking up a history book is another phrase for walking out in the dark and going outside and doing some different activities in the summertime. I know it's burning hot, but I'm going to end up being there. Well, I can't wait to end up seeing you, opening up that history book and end up learning different things about everything.